that.
I understand. I guess I'm just trying to just wrap my head around why, everyone is going, and it's true, everyone's going west. Everybody is going west.
Go west, young man, in the immortal words of Horace Greeley.
It's just, what big free agent just goes east anymore? The only one that I can think of at the top of my head right now is Gordon Hayward.
I was just about to say that. Ed Davis, too.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just, it's so hard to wrap my head around this. It's so hard for me, to like DeMarcus Cousins right now.
See, now, I'm not upset with Boogie. I'm not upset with the Warriors. I'm not upset with Durant. I'm not upset with Curry. I'm not upset with Steve Kerr. I'm upset at the NBA and the Players Association for allowing this environment to fester to the point that we have the most dominant roster in NBA history with 5 All-Stars in their starting lineup.
If DeMarcus Cousins comes back to the player that he was before the Achilles, the Warriors could go undefeated. They could. How freaky is that?
I mean, listen, I did text that in the group chat. That was more hyperbole than anything else. Could they go 82-0? I will say that they have the roster to do it, but if the over-under was set at 81.5 in Vegas, I'm taking the under.
That's fine.
I think the over-under for the Warriors, realistically, is 69.5. I do think they will break 70, and I think they've got a good chance of getting to 74, 75 wins. 82-0, I know why you said it, but I just can't say it.
It's just so hard to like the Warriors now, because before, honestly, when Curry got drafted, I didn't have anything against them. They didn't win anything. They haven't won anything for a while.
And even when they won their first title
didn't
with
have
Curry,
anything against them.
No, you loved it because they built the team the right way. Mm-hmm. Then they added Durant and now Boogie. You're starting to hate the Warriors.
They're becoming the villain.
They are becoming the villain. But I will tell you, me personally, I don't have anything against them. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Valk. Sitting across from me, the one and only Eric Fischetti. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. Also, in about 10 minutes, we'll be giving away some Long Island Duck tickets.
Yay.
So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But we got to go local now when it comes to basketball.
For some reason.
The Nets re-signed Joe Harris to a 2-year deal worth $16 million and signed Ed Davis to a 1-year deal worth $4.4 million. Last year, Harris had 10.8 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, and 1.6 assists per game. And Davis had 5.3 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, and half of an assist per game for the Trailblazers. Guys, mind if I take this?
Do it.
Who am I saying guys to? Eleanor, you're a guy now. Unbelievable.
I mean, she is a guy that might like Lindros.
Hey, I was in Vegas. I saw some weird stuff over there.
There's weird stuff everywhere, let's be honest.
Yeah, this is true.
Go to Soho.
Go to Times Square and you'll see some weird stuff. But hey, listen, Joe Harris bringing him back was really good to see for the Nets. He was one of the Nets' best players last year, and I'm happy that he's back. It just means that Jeremy Lin is being traded, and until he is traded, this roster doesn't make a lot of sense. Adding Ed Davis was great. He replaces Jahlil Okafor. He helps with the Nets' biggest issue, interior defense, and of course that pertains to their second biggest issue, which is rebounding. Go ahead, Eric.
See, now, I wanted to ask you about this specifically because, to be honest with me, I'm kind of shocked that Joe Harris re-signed with the Nets. I really genuinely didn't think that there was a spot for him on the roster.
There is if they trade Jeremy Lin. Right now, if the season started tomorrow, there isn't. You're 100% right. The roster doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but if they trade Jeremy Lin, it makes a lot more sense because Karis LeVert becomes the backup point guard, Harris becomes the backup shooting guard, and Alan Crabb is the backup small forward. But as of right now, the roster doesn't make a lot of sense. I do agree with you there. And the one thing I'll say is there were a bunch of Net fans on Twitter clamoring for Julius Randle. Makes no sense for the Nets. I'm glad that they didn't go after him. I want Jabari Parker. I would offer him a max deal. I understand why Sean Marks won't do it. He wants to preserve his cap space for next year. There are rumblings that Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler may team up in Brooklyn. That'd be pretty nice. But I would certainly offer that contract if I was Sean Marks. I like Parker. I'll be honest with you. I believe in his potential. I would do it. I know why Marks isn't doing it. That's just what I would do if I was him.
Do you think there's a part of him that is scared of Jabari Parker?
That could be part of it. Parker does have an extensive injury history. Yeah, and he's never gotten to that next level that we all thought he could have been when he was the second overall pick.
It's these damn Duke players, except for Kyrie.
I know, my God, they all stink.
A lot of them do. It's true. It's absolutely true. As good as Duke is in college, their college players don't transition well to the NBA that much.
Marvin Bagley and Grayson Allen are going to bust. Mark my words.
I think Grayson Allen is in a good spot in Utah. Bagley, I hope he does good, but, it wouldn't shock me.
He did have a nice dunk last night, though. Did you see it?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh, look it up. It is beastly. Well, actually, look it up after I read this next story. The Knicks signed Mario Hezonja to a one-year deal worth $6.5 million last year for the Magic. He had 9.6 points per game, 3.7 rebounds per game, and 1.4 assists per game. What are your thoughts on the deal, Eric?
Best move of the offseason.
To hell with Boogie. Mario
for the
Hezonja.
Knicks. For the Knicks. But you're right.
Not Cantor opting in.
No, but honestly, you're right. Yeah, well, it's just off-season free agency. There you go. I elaborated. But due to the fact that Hezonja had a bunch of multiple-year deals with different teams, possible playoff teams, and he signs with the Knicks for a year, it's actually a breath of fresh air. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm also going to tell you this. Hezonja's going to be my favorite player this year. I'm telling you. I'm buying him. He's like Travis Ware. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Yeah, I bought into Travis Ware, and then Porzingis took his number. Damn guy. Damn guy. But Hezonja, do you know why he signed with the Knicks?
The opportunity to play with Fizdale?
Exactly. So you know what that tells me? Culture. There is culture in Madison Square Garden, something that they haven't seen in a while.
That's why Joe Harris re-signed with the Nets. He had offers elsewhere. He re-signed with the Nets to play with Atkinson, and that's why Hezonja signed with the Knicks to play with Fizdale. You're 100% right, Eric.
And look, Hezonja's not the sexiest name on the market.
He's a good little player, though.
He is a good little player. And you know what? For a one-year deal, for a minimum of a one-year deal that the Knicks wanted to do, they actually got a really good player.
They actually did. I like Hezonja a lot. When he was picked, there were a lot of question marks, but I liked him. The numbers don't lie. 9.6 points per game. He's better than Beasley. Mario Hezonja is better than Michael Beasley, so to tell me that you'd have rather had Beasley than Hezonja, I mean, that is a bunch of nonsense, and I saw that on Twitter a lot.
Yeah, I wanted Hezonja.
Yeah, me too.
I did, but what's...
it's funny. Woj initially tweeted that he was going to the Trailblazers.
Portland. And it's like, excuse me, let me correct that, because he was in all caps. The Knicks signed Mario Hezonja. It was so
You're
funny.
You're about 3,000 miles off, Woj. No big deal.
Well,
maybe you should stop being a grandiose ass. And actually focus on your job.
I mean, his cred rose a little bit, just, comic relief, I guess.
Oh,
but
God.
You know what's actually really refreshing about this deal? He wanted to be here. He wants to be a Knick. He tweeted out a picture of him pre-draft, like pre-whatever.
Oh, I thought it was going to be in his bedroom.
Sleeping with New York Knicks sheets.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
Yeah, I know. But, it's refreshing that someone actually wants to be here.
It's the same appeal with the Lakers. There's an appeal to the Garden, and there's an appeal to the Staples Center. There are always going to be players that want to play under the bright lights. Is Mario Hezonja anywhere close to LeBron James? Absolutely not. No, not even close. But they're similar in the sense that they both wanted to play in a huge market under the bright lights. And New York is a bigger market than L.A., and Hezonja, because of that, will get more, I don't want to say coverage because people will travel far and wide to see. Yeah, exactly. He'll get more scrutiny from the local media, not the national media.
From the New York media.
From the New York media. The New York media is ruthless. I mean, the LA media compared to the New York media, like kittens.
And you want to hear something crazy? The Knicks now have the number 4 pick, the number 5 pick, and the number 8 pick on their roster. Porzingis, Hazonia, and Moutier.
Hey, the Nets had that when they had Jahlil Okafor. D'Angelo Russell and Jahlil Okafor. They went 2-3 a few years ago.
And if they play like how they were supposed to play coming into the draft, Brooklyn and New York would have been playoff teams. But obviously, numbers, it's a numbers game, and you know what? It's a developmental year, but there's no point this year.
I think the Nets and the Knicks will get over 30 wins. I will say that. So, on that note, let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be talking hockey next. But first, be the first caller to 516-572-7440 and win a pair of tickets to see the Long Island Ducks take on the New Britain Bees on Tuesday, July 17th at 6:35 p.m. The Long Island Ducks bring you Atlantic League Baseball all summer long at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip. More information about their full schedule, tickets, and more can be found by visiting liducks.com. How about that, Eric? Someone's going to win some Long Island Duck tickets.
Baseball is here. It is the summertime of baseball, and it is amazing. So therefore, and you know what? It's easy to catch a foul ball.
Saturday night, I went to a Las Vegas 51s game.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
They scored 15 runs. The Mets don't do that in 2 weeks.
Oh, boy. How about a month?
We'll be talking hockey next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Betty can't say that in reverse.
Alexa, can you please do my food shopping today?
Food shopping today added to your shopping list.
Alexa, can you do my math homework for me?
I'm not sure.
Alexa, play WHPC.
Play WHPC.
You can now listen to the voice of Nassau Community College on your Amazon Echo.
Simply say, Alexa, play WHPC.
I am already playing WHPC.
Sorry. So go ahead and buy a silicone steamer in the shape of a faceless melting pig.
Buy a silicone steamer in the shape of a faceless melting pig.
Yeah, that exists. And while you shop, play WHPC.
Or buy a headband with a mullet hair attached to it.
I refuse to buy a headband with mullet hair attached to it.
Yeah, that exists too. Not sure why. But when you buy it, you can play WHPC.
So play WHPC on your Amazon device today.
And thanks for listening to 90.3 WHPC.
Jacob Valk. Jacob Valk. Jacob Valk.
Can I ask you a question, Eric?
Yeah.
Why didn't you play one of these on Tuesday?
Dom didn't do it either.
Well, Dominic stinks! And so do you!
You're right.
Gee whiz, man, you gotta play these!
Well, clearly you didn't hear me then on Tuesday or Friday. I
didn't hear you on Tuesday, I will say that.
Yeah, that's fine. You were in a
Friday,
plane.
I listened to the whole show.
Yeah, that's okay. You were in a plane. Did you hear me when I said we need a Jacob Valk liner when you're not here?
Yes, I did. You texted me that. Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd.
Yeah, so
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, let's go. Get on that.
I'm not planning on missing another show. I will say
Fair
that.
enough.
I've got a maximum of 2 months left here, and I don't foresee myself missing any more shows.
Fair enough.
You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Valk. You can follow me on Twitter at Real Jacob Valk. Sitting across from me, Eric Fischetti, who you can follow on Twitter at Sergeant Fish, and the True Hockey Maven. Tell what that other guy can't say that enough, Eleanor Ciampi, especially after the stuff that he tweeted about Tavares leaving. Unbelievable. At ELLE Hockey Maven. Yeah, go ahead. Check his Twitter.
I saw it.
Oh, God. Number to call if you have something on your mind, or to win a pair of Ducks tickets on Tuesday, July 17th at 6:35 p.m.